between the ages of 17 and 24. I was a full-time stand-up, and I was very fascinated by Robin Williams. I remember my parents going through a divorce, and it was about, I was about 16 years of age, and it was brutal for us, absolutely brutal. And but I remember seeing Good Morning Vietnam and Robin Williams, and I thought, no matter how hard something is, humour makes things better. And it was just a real resource for me, and I got very fascinated. I started studying Billy Connolly, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, all the greats of that time. Eddie Murphy was coming throughout the 80s, and I thought to myself, I was still very introverted at that stage, but I thought, this is a really big test, real challenge. And I did my first gig at the Star and Garter, which is now housing development like everything else, in South Melbourne, off Nelson Road and Domain, I think it is. But and it was great. First gig I did, not only did no one laugh, no one moved. It was, they say it's the worst death you can have other than dying, and it really is. But I was very fortunate that I had Jim Owen there that night.
Oh, wow.
He was the main act. Trevor Marmalade, who you would have known about.
So they couldn't leave. They had to hang around to see the rest of the acts.
It was amazing. And they came up to me and they said, look, you're 17, you shouldn't even be in this pub, and no one to have the balls that you had to be here and do what you did. And the way you presented it was good. They said the content will come, just don't give up. And I never would have got up again if they hadn't have said that at that time. And then by the third gig, which was the Botanical in, I think it's Domain Road in South Yarra, it's now, I think it's still a pub, but Eric Banner was emceeing that night, and Eric Banner was a great stand-up, one of the better stand-up comics I've seen in Australia, and he was emceeing, and I did a gig there, and I got a standing ovation, and I never forget the exhilaration of that moment. It was like my life was absolutely complete, that I could share these ideas and that I got that response from the audience. It felt like rock star status, but I was really proud of myself, because it was like I could have very easily given up. So to have that resilience to front up again as a 17-year-old was something that I was more proud that I was able to get back up after taking that hit. And but geez, it was a thrill, absolute thrill. And then I got to being a main compere. I had an agent, up tempo, and it was just fun. I watched Dave Hughes' first gig at the Star and Garter. Dave O'Neill, who's a radio celebrity now, and it was just a great time of life. All my friends would come. We'd all have a great night out. Everyone would be laughing. Everyone would feel good, and it taught me a lot about being responsive in the moment, because again, not everyone's going to like what you do, and that's okay as long as you do. And it gave me, again, from a resilience point of view, I thought, this is not about being liked, this is about developing my craft. And in comedy, if you've got 51% of the room, you generally find that the laughs reverberate and you've won the night. So you're always trying to get to that point. And dealing with hecklers, and it's you're really in the trenches. It's an amazing experience, really. So but for 6 years that was my life, and then I started running stand-up comedy nights, entrepreneurial, of course.
Straight to business.
Straight to business. Then the Launch Laugh, which was the first comedy night in the Yarra Valley, and got 6 comedians there, booked it out, 150 people. Drinks across the bar, 4 drinks each, 400 drinks, something like 600 drinks in the night. I don't know what ended up happening, but it was a great night. It was the first time my mum saw me perform, which was pretty special at that time.